Hi folks, this is the daily video update for the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. My name is Oscar Sinclair. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2020. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. We're talking all the month of May about thresholds. Thresholds are times of discernment, of figuring out what comes next, how we move from one way of being into another. And a truth for me in this time of pandemic and social distancing and being out of our building is that several of the things that I had planned on doing this year professionally were canceled or postponed due to the pandemic. It just is what it is. I can either be frustrated about that or find ways to move through it. But one of the things that that's meant is that there's actually a lot more time and space in my life to move up the timeline on another big project that I've been meaning to do for a while. So this spring, as the executive committee of the church knows, I applied to the Doctorate of Ministry program at Wesley Theological Seminary, where I went to study for my master's degree. I got in. I start classes next week. Doctorates of ministry are professional degrees. They assume that their students are also working for churches. Indeed, there's usually a requirement that you've spent at least 3 years out of seminary working for a church before applying. And a DMin program, and they actually are called DMins, are a thing that I've always meant to do. Academia is a home of sorts for me. I am the son, grandson, and brother of professors and PhDs. And I love the give and take of talking across difference with people of faith. If you've seen any of the interviews we've been putting up on YouTube, it actually wasn't intentional, but nevertheless, it's worth noting that over half of them have been with colleagues of mine that I met in seminary. Right now, this program that I'm starting gives me a chance to take some time to think about the future of the church with a big capital C. And that's always important for clergy to think about, but I'm convinced that it is even more so over the next couple of years. Who we are as an institution is going to change. It has to change post-pandemic. Some of the things that we've started during this time may continue. Stacy is convinced that I'm never going to be able to get away from doing daily 3-minute videos for the rest of my career. And there are other parts of being a church that is not dependent on a physical building that are going to need some work to really think about. Whether we come back to the building in August and are thinking about the next time that this happens, or whether we're in a between stage for a while as we're building out a hybrid program that is both online and in person. So for me, what doing a DMin program now means this year is engaging with those questions with other thoughtful people who are also trying to lead and serve faithfully across the country. So practically, and this part's important, this won't have a huge impact on my work for the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. Part of my letter of call with the membership at the church is an assumption, a requirement actually, that I am doing professional development. I have both a budget and leave time for that purpose alone. But what this does mean is that my study leave time is about to become a lot more structured. Assuming the pandemic changes and some travel restrictions get lifted, for about the next 3 years, I'll be going to Washington, D.C. twice a week for a week or two for in-person intensive classes. Beyond that, I'll be reading and writing the occasional paper for the faculty at Wesley. You'll likely see some of that work show up in sermons and other programs. And I'm super excited about this. And sure, part of it is looking forward to signing my name on really angry letters, the Reverend Dr. O. Lewis Sinclair. There's certainly a part of my ego that's excited about that. But it's also a chance to develop the skills to serve this congregation well and to help to guide it into whatever the 2020s hold. So I'm sure I'll have more to say eventually about this, but I've already taken up 5 minutes of your time, much more than these video updates usually are. So for now, have a great afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow.